this is your first time here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zach, but you all can call me the TN Fanatic. On this channel, I post my reactions to my favorite teams' games, and yes, the Tennessee Vols are one of those groups. And I am here today to recap the Vols' first game of the 2025-26 season, and I'm very happy to say that it is a win. Tennessee beats Syracuse 45-26. By the way, I just want to get ahead of this now. Yes, I know I'm wearing a Nico jersey in the intro. I know I'm working on updating that. But this video is not about the failures of the past. No, this video is about the Vols of today and of the future that will one day, sooner than later, lead us to a national championship. You know, last season, I definitely think that we showed the college football world why the Tennessee Vols are a force to be reckoned with. Unfortunately, how last year ended was pretty sour. But despite us getting our butts kicked by Ohio State in the playoff, we took a big step, and I think that the Tennessee Vols, we showed everybody that we are slowly starting to become a college football juggernaut. And I know that might sound bold now, but look, 5 years, 6 years in the future, the Vols could be running the SEC. I'm gonna call it how I see it. And based on the load of talent that we got during the offseason, I'm not the only one that believes in that bold statement. Let me break it down like this. So here's what we got. We got a lot of 4-star, 5-star commitments right here. We got 4-star linebackers, Braden Rose and TJ White. We have a 4-star edge in Kendrick Olson. We got him. A 4-star defensive lineman, Darion Albert. And we also, just recently, we got the #1 wide receiver in the country, Tristan Keys, after he flipped his commitment from LSU to us. We also got some nice transfers as well. We got Amari Jefferson from Alabama. We got Colton Hood from Colorado. And we also got offensive lineman Wendell Moore Jr. from Arizona. And all of this talent for Tennessee is going to be coached by Josh Heupel. Yeah, he is here to stay. He signed an extension to stay with the Vols for 5 more years, and I believe that those 5 years are going to be super successful. Another new addition to the Vols during the offseason was our guy at quarterback, Joey Aguilar, coming over from UCLA. Certainly an intriguing test for Joey and us right off the bat facing Syracuse, a 10-win team last year, but one also with a lot of fresh new faces on their roster, including former Notre Dame quarterback Stephen Angeli. So here it was. Tennessee football was back. First quarter, first play, the ref screwed up the play clock. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, you can't write that kind of stuff, but I guess it's a new year for everybody. The on-field officials might have had their chemistry off to start this game, but not the Vols. First 2 drives went very well for Tennessee. First drive, we had a 9-play, 59-yard drive that ended in a field goal. And then we had a 12-play, 85-yard drive that this time ended in 7 points, baby. Payne Lewis is credited with the first touchdown that the Vols scored this year, hopefully the first of many. And this is when my dad actually chimed in and was like, hey, first touchdown of the year belongs to a guy named Payne. How fitting. And then on our third offensive drive, we are just driving down the field. We are running this through Syracuse's throat. It's looking all great. And then 1st and 10 on the 25. Joey, he's not looking at the ball. It's a fumble. Syracuse recovers with just over a minute in the first quarter. But how about this right here? As soon as they get the ball back, the first play, Angeli, he is blown up by Nathan Robinson, and Colton Hood, he takes it all the way back the other way. It is a scoop and score for the Vols. And as weird as this stat sounds, this was our first fumble return for a touchdown since November of 2023. Hey, couldn't have come at a better time. And you know, something that the Vols did well, our Vols did well in this game, I feel like, was that we did a great job in responding to anything that Syracuse did. I mean, after Syracuse got their first touchdown of the game to start the second quarter, just a few plays later, 2nd and 8 at the Tennessee 27, Aguilar, he heaves that ball down there for Braylon Staley for a 73-yard touchdown, baby! And I think at that point, that was when Coach Brown for Syracuse was like, all right, we got to change some stuff up right here. And based on what we saw, after we got that 73-yard touchdown, it looked like Syracuse was trying to run our offense, which, you know what, is kind of a compliment to us. But on the other side of that, it's like, really, wow, y'all just cannot come up with anything special, huh? Y'all have to steal our plays in order for y'all to compete with us. I mean, hey, if I'm in a math test and I'm sitting next to the smartest kid in the class and I can glance over at his paper, I mean, yeah, of course I'm gonna do that. And for Syracuse, it did work. Like the up-tempo stuff, all the sideline throws, it was starting to work for them. They were driving down the field. And then second and goal, and Jelly with a shuffle pass to Jonte Cook into the end zone. The Qs, or the Oranges, I mean, what is Syracuse called? I just want to point that out. What are they called? Are y'all called the Oranges? I'm not sure. But anyway, they thought that it was going to be a 10-point game at the half, right? Nope! We drive right back down the field. 6-play, 75-yard drive, just a minute and 34 seconds, aided by some great runs by Deshaun Bishop, including one that went for 47 yards. So Bishop scores, and now we go to the second half. So, third quarter, oh man, should I feel bad here? No, I'm not going to feel bad about this. Second play, and Jelly. His pass gets tipped at the line by McMurray, and it is picked off by Jeremiah Talander. And then you gotta love plays like this, man. Third and goal at the 7-yard line. Joey, he gets out of the pocket, and he's scrambling a little bit, and he has a great throw to Star Thomas. Great name that is as well. For a 7-yard touchdown right there. That's some Patrick Mahomes stuff right there. Now, I do want to give credit where it is due to the Syracuse Oranges, whatever y'all are called. They fought back. I mean, they did. They really did. Other teams, other less teams, they probably would have just laid down and just accepted defeat. But, I mean, Syracuse fought back. And Jelly, he had some nice plays of his own in this second half, including that one where, we were just trying to tackle him, right? We are all over him, but he somehow just gets a throw off, and I'm like, all right, Steven. Okay, I see you. But with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, we put this game away. We have a 9-play, 54-yard drive that ends when Joey Aguilar, he finds Miles Kistelman in the end zone. Touchdown, Vols. Kind of wish I saw that, as it was happening. But, I guess ESPN, they still have some work to do. Come on, guys! But Alabama did lose, so that kind of makes it worth it. Game ends shortly after for the Vols. Great win right here. Once again, though, I'll give credit where it is due to Syracuse. Looking back on this game, honestly, I feel like if Syracuse just finished some of their earlier drives, and if they didn't get into penalty trouble as much, this could have been a much closer game. And I think Angeli, he definitely made a compelling case on why he is the right guy for Syracuse at quarterback. So best of luck to them and the Qs for the rest of the year. But let's talk about the real team in orange, my Tennessee Vols. Joey Aguilar, with all the headlines that came out about him and Nico basically switching schools and just all the questions that were asked and all the expectations that we had to live up to. I think Joey, he did a great job in his debut. He was 16 for 28, 247 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks, a QBR of 62.3. The only kind of thing that I just saw, I'm not criticizing Joey, but just something that I did see, it was that earlier on, he had throws to guys that were wide open, but it was just a little too high, just a tad. But hey, you know what? That team chemistry that we are building, that's only going to get better as this year progresses. So I'm not worried about that at all. Once again, Joey, great job in his debut as a Vol. Also, I want to give credit to our running game as well. Star Thomas, Deshaun Bishop, Peyton Lewis, All great days for them. Star Thomas, 12 carries, 92 yards, baby. Deshaun Bishop, 11 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. Payne Lewis got a touchdown of his own. Our run game, it's a big part of how our offense rolls and finishes drives. So it was great seeing all three of those guys have a great day. But we got to give credit as well to this Vols defense, baby. Showing up, baby. Arion Carter especially, want to give a big shout out to him. 9 total tackles, 1 sack, and a TFL. Josephs and McMurray, they also got in on the sack action. Of course, Hood got the scoop and score, as I mentioned earlier. And, you know, just overall, for this Vols team right here, I think we showed a lot of intangible elements that make us a national championship contender. In other words, we had a great game. So, Vols, let's celebrate this win and let's head back home and get ready to destroy ETSU. But fans, that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And a honey salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go Vols!